Hi guys, and welcome to this edition of Phyrefli's Video Digest. As always, thank you very much for watching. Now the last few editions of the Digest have been fairly weighty tomes, so I figured this week we'd lighten things up a little bit and take a look at some of my favourite battlefield places on the internet. Now I've chosen several different sites and places which enjoy the Battlefield series and have some interesting content. But what I've deliberately done is shy away from the larger websites because we all know them anyway. They're in no particular order, however I will say that I've saved my very favourite until the very last. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of my favourite places in the Battlefield universe.
Rival X Factor is one of my favourite channels on YouTube for two reasons. First of all, they have some fantastic instructional videos such as the one that you're watching now, but they also, and probably more to my liking to be honest, they also have some great competitive match recordings as well. And it really shows just how good a team can be in Battlefield 3 when they work hard and work together. As you can see when you visit their website, which is rivalgaming.org, they do have a very competitive bias, which I think is great. I love playing competitively, and these guys really are close to the pinnacle of what you can do as a competitive team. So take a look at them. Their YouTube channel is Rival X Factor, and their website is rivalgaming.org. Global Conflict is a site that I've mentioned before, and as you all know, I play in beer3tournament.com. Global Conflict is something which is actually bigger than that. These guys have two 64-player servers, one which is in Europe, one which is in North America, and they play on these on Saturday afternoons. The first 3 hours is on the European server, second 3 hours on the North American server, or as has happened recently, they've got so many players, they've been using both servers at the same time. It's a large-scale conflict, it's a large-scale tournament. You're not going in there as individual clans or players, you're going in there as two groups battling it out every Saturday. It is a fantastic tournament to take part in. The feedback that I've got from the players who've been in there is great, and it really does show you what you can do with a bit of imagination, a little bit of teamwork, and a lot of people who want to play this game competitively but also for fun. Now some of the guys who are playing have also been recording their matches. This guy is Zman1143, as you can see here, and he's recorded the last couple of battle days. Now this is one thing I do want to say. His videos, or this specific video, has only received 91 views and 2 likes, so I'm going to click on my like as I'm recording this video right now. These are the guys who are putting up videos, competitive videos, huge, humongous videos that we all crave for and all want. We need to start supporting people like this guy and people like Global Conflict. If you're not joining them, at least please spread the word that these exist, because anybody from a single player to an entire clan can take part in these and really feel what it's like to be part of Battlefield and to be playing Battlefield as it should be played. So if you've not checked them out before, their website is global-conflict.org. This is their homepage, as you can see. Look at the size of that TeamSpeak channel right now. And the particular YouTube channel which I'm looking at is Zman1143. There's a few others, but this one's probably got the best quality videos on. So check these guys out. At the very least, watch the videos, give them a bit of love and support, help them to develop and grow. I first read this article on Kotaku several months ago, and although it is a wall of text, if you're man enough to actually get through it, it is an absolutely cracking read, because what it talks about is how networking works in shooters, but specifically how it works in Battlefield 3. Now, I appreciate that not a lot of people enjoy reading a whole lot, and that it might be a bit of a drain on you, but please do take the time to read through this article, because every time that you sit down and curse rubber bullets and bullets that seem to be able to banana around a corner, once you've read this you'll understand why, and you'll understand some of the decisions that DICE have taken when it comes to client-side hit detection. So please do take the time. It's only 5 or 10 minutes to read through it. Understand and digest what it says about how the battlefield system works and why they've done what they've done rather than going for pure hit scan. And the next time that you do have rubber bullets and things pinging off walls and chasing you around corners, at least you'll understand why it's doing it and perhaps appreciate a little more of why the DICE team have done that. I have to confess that I'm quite a latecomer to Reddit. It wasn't something that was really on my battlefield scanner. However, I was pointed in this direction a few weeks ago by some of the guys on Mordor who posted up one of the digests, and I was fortunate, it got an awful lot of very good comments. One thing that shocked me was the size of the battlefield community on Reddit is actually quite massive, and that explains why Alan Kurtz has used it on a few occasions to gain feedback on patch notes and other things. There's a lot of different activities on here, a lot of different people posting, a lot of viewpoints. It's not quite as difficult to work with as, for example, Battlelog, which is, in all intents and purposes, at least in my opinion, a worthless forum because there's no sense of community. And it's nowhere near as good as Mordor, which is a real community. But it's somewhere in the middle, and you do get a lot of very interesting content and a lot of good videos as well. So check it out. It's reddit.com/r/battlefield3. Just have a tootle around there, see what you think. And if you see one of my videos, please make sure that you vote it up. Cheers! ESL is something that as a clan we briefly dabbled with in BC2, but due to its very regimented ladder structure it wasn't something we really enjoyed. A few weeks ago one of my clanmates introduced me to the Versus system, which is actually quite a cracking thing. As you can see, once you're on ESL, click on Versus, click on Battlefield 3, since that's about the only thing I play. It won't let you join unless you start up the anti-cheat system, which is called Wire. Now I'm not sure how good Wire actually is, but here we go. This is what the client is, and it will show you the different games that you have. Now then, I've got Wire up, I accept that, hello badge. Now that I've got Wire up, you can see my anti-cheats active. I can go and search for a match. And what it will do is bring up a lobby and show different details. At the moment it's 5v5 Battlefield 3 in ESL ladder. What it will do is it will look for 4 other people whose team I can join, and it will look for 5 people that we can play against, and that might be 5 random people, it could be 3 people in a clan and 2 randoms. But even if you're just one single player, you can jump into a game fairly quickly using ESL's Versus feature. Have some fun, gain some practice, learn some tactics, but play competitively pretty much instantly with or without a clan. It's a great system. Now the weaknesses of ESL, especially in Battlefield 3, are still there. I've played several matches and there's more than once I've been hit and shot by someone and thought, that looks a bit dodgy. But just as a way of practicing and getting your tactics up to scratch and dipping a toe into the competitive scene, it is actually a great way of doing it, and I must say that ESL have done a great job here by putting together the Versus system. One word of warning: if you play a match, make sure that you restart Wire after it, because it has a habit of not working properly afterwards. I've won matches and then got minus points because Wire's decided not to work even though it was running. However, on a general basis, like I say, if you want to quickly get into a competitive match, esl.eu, join up, go try some of the Versus system, get a couple of your mates on, get on there, you'll find some other people on there you can play against, and you can pretty much immediately have some great competitive fun. I've always enjoyed watching gameplay videos online, especially competitive ones, whether it's from the Battlefield series or other ones such as Tribes, upcoming Blacklight, Retribution, etc, etc. I record a lot of gameplay myself and you can see quite a lot of it on my channel, but one thing I'm not able to do due to a dire internet connection is to stream live. This guy 99 has got one of the best, if not the best, quality live stream I have ever seen. It's in full 1080p, and not only does he have a really good stream, he's actually a fantastic player as well. Just watching how he plays increased my kill to death ratio quite a bit by just taking some of the things that he does and apply them to my game. As well as having his own channel over on Twitch, he's also got a YouTube channel. Now there aren't that many videos on here. He's much better, I think, as a live streamer. But if you take a look at it, youtube.com/99, that's how you spell his name. And over on Twitch TV, 99, 90N1NE, that's how you spell his name. Every weekend, just take a quick look, see if he's streaming live. As I say, the quality of the stream he's got is the equivalent of your normal 1080p YouTube video. It's that good. And not only that, but he's a cracking player. The only minor thing I can probably say about him is he spends too much time in Metro. If he branch out to, say, Caspian or Korg or something similar, then I'd be much happy. But apart from that, like I say, he's probably about the best streamer, the best live streamer I've seen. Now, I did say I was going to save my personal favourite to last. Here it is, Mordor, also known as the EA UK BF3 forums. Now, this has sometimes been labelled as a black cesspit of hatred, as the negative to the positive, as the worst place in the universe to go to if you want a positive opinion. Hey, what can I say? It's all true. But I also think that the vets from the Battlefield series, this is where we all come to. And this place has got some of the best discussions and the most honest criticism, even if it's not always the most positive criticism, of the Battlefield series. I'm on here pretty much every day. And as you can see, it's a very busy place. And in fact, as I just logged in now to make this video, I've noticed that an earlier thread of mine is towards the end. So what I'm going to do, guys, is for all of you Mordorians, if that's the right word, and if it isn't, well, tough luck. I'm just going to say, hi guys, okay, I can't even type, hi guys, recording the latest edition of the vid, please say hi. So all of you guys that think that I'm maybe don't come on here too often, just to show you that I do. So, hey, if you're watching that, please say hi. Mordor is a fantastic place in my opinion. Like I say, it can be negative. It is a place where there's a lot of passion. It's a place where people do vent quite a lot. But by the same token, it is where you'll get the most honest opinions, and you very rarely get this whole "you mad bro" and the one-line answers to posts. You get that over in Battlelog. As long as you understand that there's a lot of frustration within Mordor, the EA UK BF3 forums, and you understand where the frustration's coming from, the opinions that you get in there by and large are great. And the one thing I do want to say is that of all the communities I'm a part of, Mordor has been the most helpful and has been the most constructive and has really supported me with the digests. I've actually been amazed at the amount of support in there, and I again would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody in Mordor who's put in a constructive comment, negative or positive, I'm not particularly concerned, but a constructive comment. All of you guys that have done that, thank you so very much, because you've helped to make the digests what they are today. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. As if you're not familiar with Mordor, please do pay a visit. It's forums.electronicarts.co.uk/battlefield-3. I'll put the link up in the video description, as I always do. As you can see, it is a busy place. It's somewhere that always has something going on. When the patch comes out, hopefully in the next few days, it will no doubt erupt, probably with negative things, but hey ho, it's not called Mordor for no reason. But it will erupt with a lot of criticism, and it will erupt with a lot of feedback. DICE does tend to listen to what Mordor says, although I do wish it would listen a heck of a lot more. And there's been a lot of good things that have happened in there, the PWB pack being a very good example, where Mordor put a lot of feedback in, a lot of people came out, and eventually we all got the physical warfare pack rather than warfare pack. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Mordor, if you've not been there very much, take a look at it, join up, sign up, say hi to the guys there. You got lots of old guys, you got the newer guys, there's always things going on, and in my opinion, as a forum, it is the best place to talk about Battlefield and Battlefield 3. So hey Mordorians, keep it up, keep going guys, and again, thank you for all the support that you've given to me.
That's it for this week's edition of the Digest. I hope you enjoyed looking at some of those different websites and channels, and perhaps you favorited some of them as well to be able to go back and look at afterwards. The Battlefield universe is a huge place, and it doesn't just consist of those large sites that we all know. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you've really enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. As I've mentioned before, I look at every subscriber's channel, and if you've got some good content on there, I'll sub you back. That's it for this week. Enjoy your gaming and take care.